Hey, what's up everyone? Trent here. If you don't believe in what you sell, you're gonna have a really hard time persuading customers to give you money in exchange for your product, service, solution. I have seen so many sales reps fail in their career, spin out of control because they either don't have the confidence in their ability to sell the product, they don't have confidence in the product, or more commonly, they're not interested enough or passionate enough about the product they're selling. I believe anyone can overcome these two limiting factors because I built my sales career by selling surveys. Ask yourself, after you go on a long trip and you receive an email in your inbox from an airline, or your company says, hey, I'd love to get your feedback to learn about your engagement because we want you to keep working for us for not enough pay. Do you take that survey? Do you think, oh boy, I can't wait to take this survey and give them my feedback. I might win the $25 gift card. Or do you think, archive, I'm not going to take it. They say it's going to take 5 minutes, but I know it's going to take 15 minutes. That optional text question at the end, I'm not actually going to fill it out. Every morning, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, Trent, surveys are mission critical. If this company is not surveying, I need to tell them why they have to be surveying, why their competitors are surveying, and the implications if they're not surveying, how their business is going to crumble and fail. You would not believe how often teammates of mine would start to instill a lack of confidence in belief, certainty, and conviction because they would say, man, it's so hard to sell a product that is not mission critical. I would say, look, that may be the case, but we have to really believe in what we're selling if we're going to be successful with it. Let's begin with talking about confidence because this is the lowest hanging fruit that you can immediately put into effect today. I was on a hiking trip in Nepal. We hiked 19,000 foot above sea level, which is really high if you've never been that high. There was not enough oxygen in the air for me to breathe, so I got altitude sickness. So on one of the final days when we were gonna go over the final pass, the final big mountain, I was feeling terrible. I hadn't eaten in a few days. I lost a lot of weight, and I told our Sherpa, I said, look, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get over this mountain. I feel really bad. I'm dizzy all the time. And he said, look, he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, look, we've come 85 miles. Turning back is not an option. So you have two choices. Choice number one is you accept how you feel and you overcome it and you hike over the mountain, or you pay $10,000 and a helicopter is going to have to come take you off this mountain. Those are your only two options. And he said it with such certainty and such confidence that he had been there, he had done that before, that it made me believe, okay, well if he knows it, if he believes I can do it, I can do it too. It is all about talking to your customers with absolute confidence and conviction. Have you ever asked yourself why a 50-year-old executive working at a bank that makes $1.1 million a year, why they would set up a 30-minute meeting with you, 24-year-old right out of college, recently promoted SDR to account executive, you sell surveys, why would they listen to you? They listen to you because they believe you are a domain expert. They believe you know what you're talking about. So you have to think like your favorite actor does. Think about Brad Pitt when he's going into the casino. Is he going in with a smile on his face, confidence that he knows his lines? He's going to speak with projection. He's going to have great body language. He's going to speak in an engaging, friendly tone that invites conversation. Think like your favorite actor does when you are presenting to your customers and speak as if whatever you are saying is a matter of fact. Even if you don't know what you're talking about, you just speak in a way as if it will instill confidence in others, and that is all it is. Everyone is faking it. Everyone is making it up as they go. No one really knows what they're talking about, but people will accept your word as a matter of fact if you simply project in a way and speak with absolute and utter confidence. So this comes from researching your product, knowing what you're talking about. So if you don't have confidence in your ability to sell the product, it's either your communication skills need serious up-leveling, which I just gave you all of my secrets, and speak loud. I borderline yell when I'm on the calls. Teammates in the office would say, Trent, you talk so loud. I can't even be sitting next to you because I can't hear myself think. And I would think in my head, good, that means I'm doing a good job communicating. And regarding your product information, you really need to study your product features, how it's different from your competitors, the industry landscape so you can show up with thought leadership, and also know your buyer persona, what challenges they experience, so that you can then speak their language, and that will then instill confidence in you that you actually know what you're talking about. If you're enjoying this video so far, hit the like button right now because it really helps. Next, the main limiting factor that absolutely ruins and demolishes sales careers and people's ability to have success getting the check, getting the order, closing the deal, is because they do not have interest and or passion in what they're selling. I've known many people who say, yeah, I just didn't really like the product and it didn't work out, so I chased another opportunity. This is such a limiting belief that it's crazy to me. I don't care what I'm selling. It doesn't matter what I'm selling because I care more about my success than what I'm actually selling. I care more about my customer success than what I'm actually selling. So if I'm selling bricks to build a house, if I'm selling concrete to make pavement, it does not matter the actual product I'm selling. If I need to sell my services to dig a hole, I will do it if I believe it will make me more successful. So you saying you are not interested or passionate about your product is like saying you do not care about living a better life because you do not care about doing whatever it takes to be more successful. I was in a wedding recently. I was in the actual groomsmen group walking out in the wedding in front of everyone. Cool experience. In order for me to do that, I had to go into Men's Warehouse. Not a great experience, bankrupt company, to get measured for this tuxedo. I went in there and the guy working there, he was the same one I met with the original day when I ordered it. And then I went in to get fitted and I could tell he doesn't really care about fitting people for these tuxedos in Men's Warehouse making 20 bucks an hour. But when he was measuring me, he was saying, yeah, I want to make sure the arm length is good enough for you so you look good at the wedding. Hey, how does that feel around your waist? Is it too tight? Do you want the bowstrings right here? Do you want the tie? Do you want the bow tie? He was speaking as if he was genuinely interested in me feeling and looking good for the wedding. And that instilled more confidence in me to say, hey, I'll give you a better tip. Hey, do you want me to pay in full today? Whatever it is you need. And I was much more friendly to him. So when you actually show interest in what you are talking about, your customer will naturally be more interested in what you are saying. If you are talking about something you completely don't care about, do you think the other person is more or less likely to be interested in what you are talking about? When I was speaking about culture, employee retention, and surveying, I would read articles so I could show up and say, look, employees want to be heard from now more than ever. It is mission critical to understand what is their experience at every moment that matters. Talk to me about how are you listening to your employees. You're only one person and you have thousands of employees working remote across all offices. And I imagine when you return to the office, there's probably some challenges with that. I may not actually care about it, but when I show up, better believe there's nothing in the world that I would rather be talking about than that subject at that very moment in time, because that instills confidence and belief in the customer that you actually care about them and their problems. The customer's problems trump you worrying about your own problems of not actually being passionate enough about what you're selling. Next, another layer when it comes to understanding your customers is being honest and being truthful about what you're selling. Some people take fake it till they make it too literally, and they will literally start making up stuff to the point where they're dishonest. They'll say, yeah, that feature's on our roadmap. Meanwhile, it's 2 years away and never gonna come. And then this leads to all sorts of problems when you start making stuff up, when you start stretching the truth, when you start being a yes man and promising the world but not being able to deliver. All of a sudden, going through implementation, it's gonna lead to a lot of problems back to you, customer dissatisfaction. So it's very important to be honest and truthful in what you are selling, because ultimately that will lead to a better lasting business relationship with your customer. It will create much less problems and stress with you. And if you get to a point in the conversation where you're speaking with your customer and what you are selling is not actually the right fit for them, there's no problem just saying, look, I don't think we're a great fit. As a matter of fact, there's 2 other vendors in our space that I think, given your level of maturity and your current budget restrictions, I believe they would be a better fit to start. But after you build the program up with them, I do think it would make sense to come back together so we can talk about how to take your program to the next level. When I was on initial meetings, and an SDR would set up just a garbage meeting with me in which there was no alignment, no possible chance of selling with them, small one-person consulting firm, they have no money to pay the $10,000 I'm going to ask of them, I would say, look, after 5 minutes, I would end the calls. And people would think it's awkward to do that. I have no problem being very honest. If I don't think it's a good fit, I'm going to tell them point blank, based on our conversation today, I really don't think we would be a great fit for what you're looking for. I don't want to waste your time if I don't think we can help. How does that sound? Does that resonate with you? Do you agree? And get their feedback, and they will appreciate your honesty. And you wouldn't believe when you tell someone that can't have something, all of a sudden they start to want it a lot more. So you really need to be truthful in what you're telling them, not try and play some reverse psychology Jedi mind trick, which that's another video for another day. But regardless, I just wanted to talk about, because I've seen a lot of feedback and comments recently about people saying, hey, I don't believe in my product. I don't have the confidence to sell it. I'm not interested in my product. Should I go find something else? Don't worry about what you're selling. Worry more about your success and focus on that. How do you become successful? By solving customer problems. Focus more on that, and that will unlock what it is you want in life. If you enjoyed today's video and have not already hit the like button, hit the like button now. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you in the next video.